everyone. This is Scholar Tarek, and before we actually go into the episode, I want to give you all a heads up. Originally, this episode was meant to be the review of the Smackdown exclusive show, the Hell in a Cell. Unfortunately, while we were recording, the file got corrupted and we lost half of the episode, particularly the first half, which unfortunately turned out to be the review of the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view itself. Quick rundown, we liked the event. Our match of the night was particularly the first Hell in a Cell between the Usos and the New Day. We enjoyed the second Hell in a Cell more on account of storyline purposes. We didn't like the WWE Championship match at all, to a point where we were basically just completely destroying Jinder Mahal's WWE Championship reign. Go figure. All the other matches were on the cusp of just being good to just okay. And Scholar Jeff and I both gave the ratings of 3, which is our classic goatees. The rest of the episode that you guys are about to hear now is our second half, which was the Raw vs. SmackDown Live segment. So, sorry for this inconvenience, and we'll hopefully have a nice full episode for you guys next week. So here you are, and enjoy.
But as far as the two main shows go, let's talk about it a little bit in this segment of this week's Raw vs. SmackDown Live.
Diggity dog.
Break it. So yeah, I believe you had the more things to say about Raw and SmackDown this week.
I guess we'll start with SmackDown first, considering this the Hell in a Cell was a SmackDown exclusive show. Jinder Mahal wasn't on the show, so that really hurt it. Well, I wouldn't say it hurt it because it was actually a pretty decent show, but they're kind of doing the whole Brock Lesnar thing of the champion not being there. But that's just me nitpicky. I guess the big storyline was basically AJ Styles going for the United States title one more time in his rematch clause, but ending up losing. So now that he lost his chance of regaining the title, the U.S. title, I guess he's now. This is me hoping him going for the WWE title and finally taking that title off Jinder.
Someone's got to do it. Just someone do it.
Let it be the face that runs the place. Shinsuke and Randy Orton were just thrown in a random tag team match against Rusev and Aiden English. I don't even need to tell you the results because it's kind of clear as day who won.
I certainly hope so. I hope it's not leading to another dumb feud.
Bobby Roode, what we talked about with Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, they're actually continuing the feud. But the real moment that people are talking about with this is not the fact that they're keeping the storyline going, is the fact that Bobby Roode kind of forgot his lines, and the whole segment just ended up being a little, awkward.
Yeah, I honestly did not get the chance to see this segment yet.
I'll show it to you later. But yeah, I remember watching it, and I'm just going, man, this is. It's not that it's not good. It's just, best way to put it is awkward. We have new number one contenders for the tag team titles with what people are calling American Beta, which is Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin.
That took me a minute.
I actually think that's very funny. I like that the show opened up with the Usos and the New Day giving a truce. They're pretty much just like, okay, we've done everything we can to each other. Respect. I like that a lot. And then the Hype Bros came. The whole tag team division pretty much came out and was like, okay, you guys are done. You're not the only members of this tag team division. Hype Bros came out. Breezango came out. The Ascension came out. American Beta came out. And I love that the Usos are just going, it's like, oh, you want the tag team title shot? Hype Bros, getting back of the line. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, getting back of the line. Breezango, Actually, we do kind of like you. You guys are funny. You're good. You're okay. Ascension, getting back of the line. And then Daniel Bryan comes out. He's like, okay, we need new number one contenders. We have a fatal four-way. There you go. We had a fatal four-way. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin obviously won. Of course, they were being prepped for this sort of thing. No Pulp Fiction fashion files, much to the annoyance of everyone. Charlotte and Becky Lynch fought backstage after Natalya said something about Ric Flair's dad. It's like, are you heartbroken? You disappoint your father again, or something like that. It led to a brawl. Becky Lynch defeated Carmella. Yeah, that happened. Yay, Becky Lynch is still relevant. I really wish she was still as much more relevant as she is right now. I mean, not even a 2-minute match with Carmella.
It's just the ebb and flow of the division. Like, it just happened. It'll happen the same way with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Lynch obviously still has value. I suspect we're going to be seeing more of her very soon.
I hope you're right. And the big highlight of the show is Kevin Owens coming out and talking about how he was victorious. The victorious Kevin Owens. And how the promo got a little weird. And as I explained to you, you could probably catch on why. Kevin Owens was going on how he felt he had an out-of-body experience and that he was being lifted to heaven and being at the pearly gates. And St. Peter said you can cut to the front of the line and that the world still needs Kevin Owens and that SmackDown Live is Kevin's heaven, or as he likes to put it, the Kevin Owens show. And now that he has a new guardian angel, which is Sami Zayn. And then Sami Zayn came out, explained his actions, which it was clear as day what his reasons for helping Kevin Owens is. Saying, okay, I came to SmackDown because Shane McMahon said that this is the land of opportunity and I'm going to give you an opportunity. But I was never given that opportunity. I was just He didn't say this specifically. I'm just adding this part in. Well, as soon as I came to SmackDown, I'm having a rivalry with Mike Kanellis. Like that meant anything.
Case in point.
Case in point. So Sami Zayn's reasons is exactly, it's like, yeah, you actually get what this man is saying. You understand that he's frustrated as hell. And when he tried to talk to Shane McMahon about fighting Kevin Owens and what he's capable of inside the cell, Shane McMahon just kind of blew him off and is like, yeah, Shane McMahon doesn't care about me. All he cares about is himself. And like a psychopath, he was trying to end Kevin Owens, not his career, end Kevin Owens. So I had to do something. I had to save my best friend. Oh, he's not my best friend. He's my best friend. He's my best rival. But he's more than that. He's my brother. No matter what we go through, he's still my brother. And then they hugged it out, celebrating that I'm the winner, Sami Zayn, the victorious Kevin Owens. It was a very okay show. It wasn't great. It was just okay with some very weird moments and very disappointing aspects with no fashion files. I cannot express how more angrily I am. It's like, why do you keep promising fashion files and just don't deliver on it? Seriously, what the hell? It's Goldust's protege all over again. Why do they keep saying, watch the fashion files next Thursday on next Thursday? I did it again. I did this earlier today and I'm doing it again. Next Tuesday, watch the fashion files. Oh wait, you can't because we just aren't doing it.
Welcome to WWE.
Welcome to WWE. Big middle finger.
But on the other hand,
you have Raw, and there's only really two things to talk about with Raw, and that's the Shield reunion. The official Shield reunion with the Miz TV starting the show, Miz giving out Mizzies to Curtis Axel, to Sheamus and Cesaro, and one to himself. Roman Reigns comes out and just like, well, remember, right now there's 4 of us and 1 of you, and the rumors saying that the Shield are back together. Roman, who said anything about rumors? Rollins comes, Dean Ambrose comes out, Seth Rollins comes out, they clean house, they destroy The Miz with a triple power bomb, and they do their Shield fists to officially reunite them as the Shield. They take out Braun Strowman, so now it's a 4-on-3 handy TLC match at TLC with Miz, Sheamus, Cesaro, and Braun Strowman versus the Shield.
Which still strikes me as a little bit odd.
I'm not a fan of it either. I actually did like the whole 6-man tag aspect. I didn't want Braun Strowman in this match.
Yeah, that alone sort of indicates to me that there's going to be more to it than that. Personally, I'm kind of hoping that Matt Hardy joins the mix after the match he had with Braun Strowman this past week on Raw.
Doubt it. That's going to be the main event of TLC. With Brock Lesnar not being there, the main event is going to be that 4-on-3 handicap match.
I'm not quite sure how to think about that, but that's going to be weird. It's going to be very, very weird.
It's so funny. The 2 titles on Raw, actually, 3 titles on Raw are not going to be defended. The only title that's going to be defended is the Raw Women's title with Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James. Which, nothing against that. It's actually an interesting storyline that they're doing with, once again, Alexa Bliss pointing Mickie James is old, showing her a bunch of old Mickie James clips, like 20 style, kind of like, or vaudevillain style. Black and white, old, like an old 20s vignette. It's actually kind of cute. But yeah, it's intriguing. It's giving them something to do, and I'm liking it. But the big story that people are talking about, other than the Shield reuniting, is the quote quote debut of Sister Abigail.
Ah, yes, this.
Oh man, I could not get any more frustrated, and it's not because of the segment; it's because of the reaction to the segment. The segment itself, I loved the hell out of it. I loved it. Everything about it was great. Finn Balor comes out. He's just saying that Bray Wyatt is nothing but is all talk, and there's no Sister Abigail. Bray comes on the screen on the rocking chair. He talks about the history of Sister Abigail, and then this is the only real nitpicky thing I have on the segment. How they kind of do a transition from Bray Wyatt to Sister Abigail.
The fade, yes.
It's not. It wasn't even. Yeah, it's a fade, but it's like kind of like a twirl, like that water twirl. Like his face kind of went disjointed, like in a twirl, and then became Sister Abigail.
Yeah, this was really the biggest criticism I saw about it. Just more in the nature of the transition rather than anything else.
Oh, for me, the big people are just saying, "Oh my God, they're just putting Bray Wyatt in drag." They're just now is Bray Wyatt.
What kind of drag queens have you seen throughout the years?
It's like, oh my God, they're gonna have a match: Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt with Bray Wyatt in a dress. You people are stupid. I'm sorry. I've tried to reach my limit. I tried to be as nice as I can to the internet wrestling community. I tried to be nice to Dave Meltzer. I tried to be nice to Brian Alvarez. I tried to be nice to Simon Miller from What Culture. But every time these guys are talking about this, I'll even add the guys from Wrestle Talk, just because I actually started watching these guys relatively recently. Their reaction to this is just so ridiculous. It's to the point where when Simon Miller when he was doing his segment Ups and Downs and gave the Bray Wyatt Finn Balor segment a huge down, and how he was explaining it, he's like, Bray Wyatt wore makeup and is in a shard. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna put my little notice now. You know how I always say one F-bomb a show? I'm actually going to toss that rule out the window.
You're going to waste it on Simon Miller?